Good evening. How is everybody? So, I hope everybody's had a good week. It is Friday. Here we are. We're going to get into talking about how bad the drought is here shortly in the country. And actually, from my Canadian and European folks, I would like to hear from you guys how things are over there because I did not check those areas because I was focusing on the US. But before we get into the video, I would like to remind everybody that if we have an interruption in the stream, last couple streams have gone well with no issues, but hopefully we don't have any issues tonight and we get to chat in with no issues. But you never know with YouTube, okay? So, oh, see, look at me. Here we are, not killing the volume on my phone. Okay, now it's killed. All right, so if we have any interruptions with the stream, I will get right back on as soon as I possibly can. So just be patient with me, and I will get right back on, okay? So, Jen, I'm going to address that in a minute, my dear. She says, hey, Ed, it's 2021, laughing her butt off. Okay, I'm going to address that in a moment. So anyway, then also, if I just want to remind everybody as well that this is, again, you may not get notification. If you don't get notification, I will get right back on. Okay, I'm not 100% awake yet. I'm a little foggy still. I was taking a nap and then I was trying to rush around and get a few things done before the stream. So anyway, also remember that this is a very family-friendly oriented channel. So I would ask everybody to be decent in the chat. No racism, no nastiness, or anything like that. If you cannot abide by those easy, simple rules, the people that you see lit up in blue will boot you out of here. Okay, so we're just not going to tolerate that. It's not necessary. And so just putting that out there ahead of time. So if you feel the need to do it, you won't last long in the chat. All right, so I got to address earlier, guys. I was sitting there in a video today and I was like, is it 2020 or is it 2021? I screw up all the time on the dates. When you don't punch a time clock, when you're not looking at a calendar constantly to try to figure out your schedule, what, and all this type of thing, you don't think about it. You really don't. So I have 10 million other things on my mind, and what the exact date is not always one of them. I know Icky Can up in Canada, he does the same thing. He will sit there and he'll go, I think it is this date. You're focused on other things. And so you're not thinking about what date it is. And I know here we are in June and I was, I went absolutely blank on what year it was. It happens. And I'm getting old. So, yes, I am getting old enough to have senior moments. So yeah, I am definitely getting old. So, but it's not something that is like, I'll give you an example of something on my wall in my kitchen. I know you guys are going to laugh at me on this one. I have a calendar. And that calendar is set on February of 2017. And that calendar has been sitting on that wall ever since then. And it's more than 4 years old. Yes, my birthday will be on the 9th. Yep, on the 9th, I will be 56 years old. So I will be closer to 60 than I am to 50. And I'll tell you what's weird about that. It's like I look at that and I go, where did that time go? It is absolutely amazing how fast that time goes. But, so, yeah, it's, you look younger than that, really. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate it. I do have a lot of people tell me that I look younger, than I am. And I do appreciate that. I attribute a lot of that, not, I can't, clean living, and I never did this and I never did that. I did it all when I was younger. I just stopped soon enough that it didn't have that wear and tear on me like it has with some people. Like when you look at smokers, we always used to joke around, okay? And this is horrible, but it's funny at the same time. So my ex-wife is a smoker, still is a smoker. So we used to joke around and I would be like, here, I'll do it with this here. I used to go to her all the time. I says, you guys, how your mom's going to sound in 20 years? And they were like, how, Dad, how? When they were little, they used to laugh over this. And I'd be like, Good morning. Can I get a cup of coffee? So that was like the joke. Okay. So when you're a smoker, it affects the way that you sound. It affects way more than that as well. And so, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was my using the thing to talk voice. And that's why you have to have the prop. You got to do it with the prop. So JJ says my birthday is 6666. Yeah, at 6:06 a.m. That's really nice, JJ. That's a good one. So you're not just anybody special, are you now? So, um, but anyway, I know that's very bad, and I'm gonna probably go to a burning place for that. But at least I will be amongst friends. So that's the important part of that. Anyway, so but anyway, getting back, now I've actually gone blank here, but definitely using hard drugs, drinking excessively, smoking excessively, all that ages you. And so I've been pretty fortunate that I'm a moderate drinker. I did 10 years of heavy drinking. I'm not going to lie. From 12 to 22, I did 10 years of very, very heavy drinking. And, and then I had an event happen that really I was in an automobile accident, and it really kind of snapped me out of things. Now, I did not get a DWI. I had a couple beers that night, but we were doing other things that they were not testing at that point in time. And but it really made me, wake up and change my behavior. So, and it usually is those type of things that changes people. So, but yeah. So, but anyway, yeah, so that was, now I'm a moderate drinker. And if I do gonna drink extra or heavier, I stay home. I don't even care. So, but so we're completely going off the rails here. But yeah, so yes, my birthday is coming up next week, which it's like I cannot believe how fast that time has gone. And I still, like I said, I feel young. I feel young in here, even though I can't remember squat, right? Can't remember the date, that's for sure, or what year it is. Oh my God. But you are wise, Ed. Most don't learn from their mistakes. Well, you know what? When you affect other people, to me, I had a buddy in a car with me that night, and there was the other driver in the other car, and it really made me reevaluate things. Actually, what I did, I'll tell you what happened after that. I quit drinking for like a year and a half. I didn't drink for a year and a half. And then after that, I went to drinking like I do now, very moderately. If I feel like having a beer, especially if it's really hot, like no, tomorrow is going to be 90 degrees. I'll probably have a beer tomorrow because it's going to be really, really hot. Stuff like that, but it's not like anything that, it's not anything that it's like every day I wake up and go, oh my God, I got to have a beer. I could care less. I could take it or leave it. If I never had another beer again, it wouldn't make any difference to me. So, but anyway, let's get into this topic, okay? Because now we're already like 8 minutes in here and I haven't talked about the topic at all. Before we do that, we're at 462 in the chat. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, please shoot a thumbs up to show support for the channel. And I do appreciate that if you do that ahead of time. Thank you. Also, again, it really does help with the algorithm. So the more interaction that we have, it's better for the channel. So thank you very much for that as well. A third reason, I definitely do like to see a lot of thumbs up. It's just a game. So for me, so that's part of it as well, of course. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell icon to get all notifications as well. All right, so let's get into this. This is... when I got into looking into this, I was absolutely amazed how bad things are. It is unreal. It's basically out west. The out west is getting it really, really bad, and a couple other places are in like where I'm at, guys. We're good. We are really, really good with no issues at all. But again, there's parts of the South that are having issues, but out west is really bad. So I'm going to give you a list of places that have. Now here, these are the two worst categories. It is extreme or let's see, exceptional. Extreme or exceptional. Exceptional drought is the worst, or drought is the worst one. New Mexico, Colorado, Arizona, California, Nevada, Utah, North Dakota, and South Carolina. Those are the areas that have either extreme or exceptional drought. Places that have moderate drought are Michigan, especially in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, the UP. You have Virginia, North Carolina, and Iowa. Those are the places that are experiencing drought. And I want you to think about, so we're going to focus on the West because the West is where it's really, really bad. California is really, really bad. Arizona is really bad. Parts of Texas are bad. And I know Nevada is pretty bad as well. California's the big one because we grow so much of our crops in California. And if we're not having enough rain and enough water out there, it affects everything. So they got to get their water coming in. And when you're having again, and I've said this before, the planet goes through cycles, it goes through changes. And so when you have an area that normally forever and a day was very arid, a lot of rain, and you were able to utilize that rain. California has not always been the ideal place to grow crops. It's just that they ship a lot of their water comes in from like the Colorado River and stuff like that. So they use that. And JJ says Lake Tahoe is at an all-time low. Well, I'm going to tell you what the Great Lakes up here in along the Lake Ontario, which is here in New York, and all the other Great Lakes, they're very, very low as well, way lower than they should be. So it definitely it's affecting things. But again, when the planet is always going to go through cycles. Planet doesn't care about human beings. We're here for such a short, insignificant amount of time that the planet really doesn't care, and so it just always is going to do what it's going to do. But when you're having that change in the climate, climate change, things shift. They always have. You look at when they were saying back way back that like parts of northern Africa, instead of being desert, was an oasis, right? I mean, if you look way back when they were different through the history, they were saying that area was great for growing and stuff like that. Well, now it's all desert now. Okay, that's showing that things change, obviously, over time. So those things are going to happen. Nothing is ever going to stay the same. So, and let's not forget, what do we have going on right now? There's a couple of huge factors that I think are, that people are really not talking about with why we're having issues and why we're having droughts and everything like that. One is the pole shift. The poles are shifting. And so that is definitely going to have an effect on the planet, the entire planet. Things are going to change. When you have, that happening, and that's a proven fact. That's not any kind of conspiracy theory, anything that I'm making up or anything like that. That's a proven fact. The poles are shifting, okay? And then you have on top of that, we are in a grand solar minimum. So when you are in a time where it's going to be periods of colder temperatures as opposed to warmer temperatures, it definitely affects things as well. So, the Earth shifts on its axis in Walla Desert. I don't know what you mean by Walla Desert. I'm not sure of that, but. And there's another good thing. Yeah, Randy Romines just said, also the Earth plates move around. They have for millions of years. They shift constantly. They're always moving. So that's why the planet, or the land masses have separated apart in the way that they have now. It used to be all together. So don't eat cicadas if you're allergic to shellfish. Why would anybody want to eat those bugs anyway? I don't understand that. They come out once every 17 years and people are eating them. I'm like, no thanks. So No rain in Nebraska. It's really dry corn growing in fields, but without water, not sure how much grain farmers will actually harvest. This is another good point I wanted to bring up about this. What is it going to do agriculturally for the country with no rain? Okay, with being in drought and being in severe drought in some cases, especially like I said, out west it's really, really bad right now. I was looking at maps and it was showing different years of droughts, and it just had done May 18th was the latest one that they were showing on there. And out west, it's really, really, really bad. So, you know what? I know. So in Maryland, my buddy was asking me about that because he's down in Maryland with the cassette. Because I don't know how do you say that right, but yeah, with those bugs, I haven't seen any up here yet. Up in New York, I have not seen any. But like I said, when you have the production of food that we have to have in this country, and you look at how much we produce a tremendous amount of food. But without water, you're not going to get those crops coming in. And when you get, like he was just saying in Nebraska, that it's very, very dry, you're talking about, that's where a lot of the corn, soybeans, all that type of stuff comes from. And when you're not having that production like you're used to having, that's not a good thing. Caseta, cicadu. Okay, thanks, John. Cicadas, cicadas, whatever they are. Yeah, eating them or the new Tide Pod challenge. Yeah, no thanks. I'll take a pass. If I have other things to eat, I'm not eating bugs. Just not really looking to doing that for that. No way. Uh, cicadas. Okay, cicadas. There we go. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you for the lessoning on how to speak proper English. I couldn't even think about it. You got to remember too, guys. I really don't watch the news, so I'm not seeing the stuff that they're pumping out constantly. At us day and night. I don't watch it because it's all what they're trying to feed you, whatever they're trying to feed you. But things like drought, they can't hide that. They can't hide that. But I don't know how strongly they're talking about it. But when you are talking about the crop production without the lack of rain, you're talking about losses in the billions, potentially. Now, I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen, that we're going to have billions of dollars in losses of food production, but it is absolutely something that can happen. Now, we could end up having huge rain come through and fill up the reservoirs, which would be great. But right now, it is. It's not looking good, especially out west. The agenda is no meat, just eat bugs. Yeah, no thanks. Yeah, they can, and they know what they can do with that. So I'm not into bugs or plant-based fake meat. If I'm gonna eat meat, I'm gonna eat meat. So Greenville, North Carolina had 5 inches of rain in the last 2 days. Oh, well, that's good. That's good. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, because I don't think. Oh, it was parts of North Carolina. It wasn't all of North Carolina, but there was definitely parts of it that were in drought. So yeah, irrigation season will be short. Randy Flowers just said that. And that's the whole point. I'm going to tell you what. It's so weird, and I know that like Henry Kissinger said it best. Okay, control the food, control the people. This was like in the 1970s when Henry Kissinger said that, and he's 100% right. If you can control the food production, you can control the people. Because without food, that's a game changer. And if you don't have water to water those crops, it makes a big difference. I know that like where we're at right now, we're a little bit below average of where we should be. We're not in any kind of drought or anything like that. We've had enough rain, but I'm always looking when the rains come. I want it to open up and really soak everything well. We had a really good rain just the other day, so that was a that was an absolute plus for us. But yeah, it definitely does make a big difference. It really, really does. But I know that actually I'll tell you what my forecast now. It's weird because it changed. Because initially it said that I'm going to look at this for you real quick, guys, and tell you. So we got like the next 2 days is going to be like 90 degrees with no rain. And then Monday they're calling for afternoon showers because that's usually when it's so humid and it's so hot you have those pop-up showers that come through. And then let's see. Tuesday looks like it's going to be pretty much an all-day rain. And then Wednesday about the same thing. So we got and now initially the forecast was that Tuesday and Wednesday were going to be nice, and now it's changed. But that's how it goes. But like I said, we're good where I'm at. So we're very fortunate. Like I said, I use my rain catchment system. That's what I do watering from my garden for. So all our water that we use in the gardens and the greenhouse, it comes out of that 550-gallon tank that I got sitting by the house that we catch the rain off. I gotta get those other gutters adjusted and fixed so that I can make sure we're catching every bit of rain that we can, because especially adding more garden beds in the raised garden beds this year and having the raised garden beds last year, we're using a lot more water here than we normally would. But again, with the plans of doing a ton of canning and getting things squared away that way, and having potatoes put up and plenty of onions put up, and because like I said, literally you can survive eating just potatoes. You really can. So if you don't grow anything else, you should have potatoes in. And we have one whole bed that we've dedicated to just potatoes, and we mounded that up really, really well from the very beginning. So, but you know, uh, geoengineering is why it's dry and wet in areas. Yeah, the Irish survived on potatoes for a long time, and then they had the potato famine, and that's why we ended up with so many Irish in the United States. And they were treated very, very badly when they came over here. Very, very badly. Yeah, I'm going to tell you what. Like I said, this year, I mean, my things are growing fantastic here. We've had, the weather has been ideal. Normally in New York, we don't plant till Memorial Day weekend. We put our garden in 2 weeks before then. So, good day, Ed. See your next stream. Okay, the pervy prepper. We'll see you later. Have a good day. Didn't like the topic? I don't know, but yeah. So like I said, I know that we've already harvested radishes already. So we put those in even before then. We put the potatoes in early. We put the potatoes in before we planted. We had the peas were in pretty early as well. So but it's something that we really need to be paying attention to. And I know I've been talking about growing your own food and gardening and doing all those type of things. It's really, really imperative when you're paying attention to these type of things. If they have huge crop losses, what's going to happen is the food prices are going to go up exponentially. Okay. When we ship so much of our stuff overseas, and then, we may not be able to do that. So, oh, he said he had something else to do. Okay. All right. Yeah. I was wondering, I was like, okay, I don't know. Did I not talking about the topic enough? I don't know. But rain catchment systems, really, really important. If you have them, you can use that water for your gardens, and you don't have to tap your, if you have like a lot of people don't have wells, but like me, I have a well. So I don't want to overexert my well, and I've never had an issue with water as far as the well. Okay. Never had an issue. But If I can have another source to get water from to be able to water my gardens and stuff like that, I would rather do that than out of the well. So that's what that's why I have the rain catchment system, and that's so that I can water, my gardens with no issues and stuff like that. And it's worked out great so far. And then obviously in the greenhouse, there's not getting any rain in the greenhouse, so we got to get in there and water and stuff like that as well in there. So the government is starting to slaughter wild horses. Must want to check that hamburger meat before you might want to check that hamburger. Yeah, I heard there was something about that they were killing the wild horses, and I didn't understand why they were doing it. M. Hammer says, my well, 25 gallons per minute. That's awesome. That is awesome. That's great. What do you use to keep mosquitoes from hatching in your rainwater? What I have, the way that my system is set up, when the rain comes into the tank itself, there's I got a bunch of screens. So everything has to go through the screens, and that's where it collects all the debris and crap and stuff like that. So I use those. I don't have any kind of larva or mosquitoes in the rainwater, so I don't. And then when we're watering, we just unscrew the top. It's got the top on there, and we just put the water can in there, and that's where we do that. So. Yeah, so I have never had an issue with mosquitoes in that rainwater ever. So I've been very, very fortunate like that. But that was planned out, thinking ahead, because again, I didn't want that. Uh, it's costing the government too much to manage the horses. Ah, okay. Well, that's too bad. Well, if I don't like to ever see anything just killed because there's too many, you know. But you do have to have, population control. I wonder where else they do that with all these human beings that are out there. So, but yeah, there's, there you have that issue as well. Put a piece of window screen over my 55-gallon drum with a rubber band. Yeah, that's, anything that's going to stop the mosquitoes from getting in there. I do, like I said, I have a bunch of those screens. I got the small screen so that they can't get through it and get in there and lay their eggs and stuff like that. Yeah, that's a good question. EV3 Dale just said, why would it cost anything to manage wild horses in a wide open land? Yeah, I don't get that either. I don't either. But so there's something else I wanted to. So I wanted to talk about this with the drought. Okay, you have 1,343 counties with crops that are experiencing extreme drought. That's a lot of counties. 151.7 million acres of crops right now are dealing with extreme drought. Now, I want you to think about that. It's a lot of land um, that's having issues with drought right now when it comes to being able to produce crops. Okay, 13.2 million cattle are dealing with extreme drought right now, and 646 counties are having drought declarations. So that's a lot of different stuff going on there, especially the amount. There's 151.7 million acres of land, farmland, that is in extreme drought right now. So that's some scary stuff. So once again, and I know I sound like a broken record, and I do apologize for doing that, sounding like that. But you guys better be getting ready. You better be getting ready. I would prep. I encourage you all to garden just because I think that is, well, first of all, it's important to know what you're doing, and it is a huge learning curve. You find out what works, what doesn't work. I'll tell you what, it's like this year's been great. I'll be honest with you, because in previous years I've had to be on top of the garden constantly and taking care of things that way. With Becky here, Becky loves gardening, loves gardening. So she has been a huge, huge help. She's out there every day, checking things, weeding, and and all those type of things. So that is really, really cool. So you have no idea how appreciative I am having her. Like this morning, I was stacking wood this morning, so I had said to her, we had that rain, so outside we didn't have to water, but the greenhouse needed to be watered. And I said to her, "Do you plan on will you water the greenhouse?" And she said, "Yeah, I'll take care of it." So, yes, you know what? It is very therapeutic, and it's great to have things that you grew yourself produce. And my big thing, my biggest thing when it comes to gardening, guys, I use no chemicals, no additives, no nothing. It is all about the soil. It is all about, very, very organic, so that whatever I'm growing, I know what I'm putting into my body. So it doesn't have pesticides or any of that other crap on there. There's no coating of anything on anything. So that makes a big, big difference to me. To me, it does. And, like when we had harvested radishes just the other day, it was fantastic. It was absolutely fantastic. So, wild horses compete with the cattle on the free range. It's a shame that we waste billions of dollars annually and don't have enough money to take care of these horses. Yeah, that's not good. And we do waste billions every year. You ever worry about acid rain with your rain catchment system? JJ, no, we haven't had any kind of acid rain up here, so we've been very fortunate. I know other parts of New York have had issues with some of that, but not where I'm at. We haven't. So, do you add biochar to your garden soil? No, no. The only thing we do with the soil, guys, we will add coffee grounds. We will add like banana peels. That also helps. Eggshells. We also use those in the garden. So we'll use that in there, like especially like with the tomatoes, with the eggshells for the calcium. And but yeah, if you and I focus on the dirt, obviously. I'm gonna tell you right now, and I know I've said this before. When it comes to gardening, 90% of gardening is the soil. If you have good soil and you water on a regular basis, the crops are just going to take care of themselves. So, you know, that's the biggest part of it. That's the biggest part of it. So, Prescott, Arizona, so dry, so crazy on purpose. Yeah, out there, guys, I know like Arizona is one of the spots where it's really, really bad. California, Arizona, Nevada, really, really bad. What was the other one? Utah. Utah is really bad as well. And North Dakota, all up there, up by itself, is really, really bad up there as well. So, dealing with that cannot be a whole lot of fun. And I'm very fortunate again where I live. We live in an area where when people always used to say to me, "Do you worry about forest fires?" Never had one in my lifetime. We generally don't have them up here because we have so much rain that the soil stays fairly decent. Now we've had some years where it's been really, really dry, obviously, but that's going to happen. But you know let's see. Oh yeah, in California they have so many forest fires out there, and I think this year's going to be there, and they're already having them right now. I think it's going to be a bad year for them out there, especially like again because it's been so dry. But I want you guys to think about the crop production just from California alone, and if they can't get that water in there, and it's going to be really, really bad. And the reservoirs, guys, they're at historically low levels. So those are things to think about as well, because it all affects everything else. It really, really does. So, these idiots in Washington, and I'm talking both sides of the aisle, if they should be focusing on making sure things are squared away. There is no reason whatsoever that we should have any issues in this country, anywhere in this country, with water or anything like that. Because hey, Mary Lap, do you use special bag to freeze your seeds? I have some extra too and don't know how to store the rest. Thanks for that info. You could just put them in a freezer bag, like a Ziploc freezer bag. Put them in that, and then put them into your freezer. That would be the best way, and it's going to, keep them cold enough, but you're not going to damage those seeds. So that would be the way that I would do it. Well, that's the way I'm going to do it, but I'm just, for your information. Thank you very much for the question, and I hope that helps. But yeah, a Ziploc freezer bag. Put as many of the package. Don't take them out of the package. Leave them right in their packages. Put them as many in there as you can. So if you got to use, a few bags, Ziploc bags, that is absolutely the way to do it. But but you know, learn how to garden. Get that information. Learn how to do it. The more you know, the better it's going to help you in the long run. We need to be more self-sufficient, and we're not in this country. There's so many people that are so reliant on the system, and when the system comes crashing down, uh, there's going to be huge problems. There's going to be huge problems, and when you think about the number of people that are not ready at all, it's scary. It's scary. Even those of us that are ready, the people that aren't ready are going to feel entitled. Remember this. This is important. They're going to feel entitled to take what you have, because how dare you have something when they don't? Even though you sacrificed your time, your money, you didn't go on vacations, you put in a lot of hard work to put yourself in a situation to be more independent and to be self-sufficient. And you gardened and you worked on things and you did those type of things because they were too lazy to do it. Now they want your stuff. So you better be ready to protect what you have. Um, that's part of it as well. Because I'm going to tell you right now, nobody's just going to come and take what I have. It's not going to happen. It is not going to happen. So, but anyway, really quickly, we're at 728 in the chat. We're at 296 on the thumbs up, guys. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I would ask you to please do that to show support for the channel. And thank you ahead of time. I do appreciate you guys doing that. Also, again, it really does help with the algorithms. So the more interaction that we have, the better it is for the channel. So thank you for that reason as well. Also, again, I do like to see a lot of thumbs up. So that's part of the game as well. So thank you for that. If you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. Really quickly, I want to mention my website, preppernurse1.com. We have the sale for the Legacy freeze-dried food. That sale will be ending Sunday at midnight West Coast time, okay? So if you are looking to add to your long-term food storage, which is a good thing to have, obviously with everything going on, the Legacy freeze-dried foods is a great option. It has a 25-year shelf life. I always say for the lazy prepper, it's perfect because you can get it, set it aside, and not worry about it. Pamela Sherry, lazy people make great fertilizer. Yeah, right, exactly. Oh my God, that's funny. No, I always say, Sherry, Pamela, that the dogs got to eat too. That's what I always say with that. So there may not be dog food, so the dogs are still going to need to eat too, and the cats. As terrible as that sounds, but anyway, go to my website, preppernurse1.com. You will click on store. It will drop down. It will say Legacy Foods. You click on that. It will take you to the store in the website. If you decide to make a purchase, when you check out, 20% will come off automatically. That's what we're doing with this sale. So if you buy a bigger package deal or whatever you're buying, the savings can add up substantially. So 20% is a good savings. So definitely take advantage of that. Again, it is the sale is going to be ending on Sunday at midnight West Coast time. Okay, so, but what else? Also on my website, we have also GMO free, gluten free options are available. It is made in the U.S. It is the largest portion size of any of the other freeze dried food companies. It is also vegan, but meat options are available with beef and chicken that you can buy separately. So just putting that all out there. Also on my website, we have the Forefathers logo. If you go to my website again, preppernurse.com, preppernurse1.com, you'll see the logo for Forefathers. That is the CBD and hemp store. If you click on that, it will take you to their website. If you decide to make a purchase over there on their website of a CBD or hemp product, okay, you will save yourself 15% when you check out over there using the discount code PrepperNurse1, okay? Also on my website, we have the Prepper Nurse One community. It's a resource that we have to connect with like-minded people. If you want to go read the message boards or anything like that, feel free to go in there. You do have to register. It is totally free. No credit card information is asked, okay? So definitely check that out as well. So, but anyway, all right. So let's get back at this. So we could do the egg count now. We can get that out of the way. So real simple. You guys are gonna hate me for this one. The egg count today was exactly the same as the egg count yesterday. But here's the one glitch with that. I never told you what the egg count was for yesterday. So you don't know. I don't think no. Yeah, I don't think I told you guys what the egg count was for yesterday, did I? Man, I'm telling you what, I can't remember nothing anymore. Maybe I did. So it was not the same egg count as yesterday. If that's the case, because I think, yeah, when I did the live stream yesterday, we had 11 eggs. So no, so it's not the same count. Sorry, but I'll give you guys a moment to get your guesses up here, and I'm gonna have to pick somebody out. All right, if you had the same exact guess as Spaz Mama with 9 eggs, then you are 100% correct. I swear to God, no, I did not do an egg count yesterday. I did not, because yesterday was Thursday. That's right. I never gave you. No, Wednesday the egg count was 11. We had 11 on Wednesday. Yeah, I'm right. See, man, I'm telling you what, this old age thing is a very, very bad thing. So I'm right. I was right what I said. Same exact count as yesterday, because yesterday we had 9 eggs on Thursday. Today is Friday. That's right. Okay. So, oh boy. Yeah. So there we are. 9 eggs today. So they're nice and steady. Not going to complain. And yes, Thick Neck did lay today. Yeah, 11. It was 11 on Wednesday. That's right. Yep. Because I know I was like, wait a minute. Yesterday I did have 9 eggs. The mind is the first to go. You know, I'll tell you. I have so many different things going on and things that I want to focus on and take care of and stuff like that. And it is crazy. So, did you ever get out of the commie state? I actually, I'm still in New York right now, but I did just buy land down in West Virginia. As soon as that closes, I'll be working on the property down there. So obviously, that's forefront of my mind, is that whole thing. So that's what's happening there. But so yeah, I'll be honest with you guys, that has been on my mind a lot, and I'm really excited about that. Really excited about that. So when they approve the vaccine, then I think we're in trouble. No, not, you know what? Even if they approve it, I want you to think about this. Just like the flu shot. Okay, let's talk about this a second. Just like the flu shot. The flu shot has been optional forever. Now, if you work in a healthcare field, they've really tried to push you to take the flu shot every year. That's what they do. They push it on the elderly every single year. You know, they, again, using fear tactics and stuff like that. So they get a lot of people to comply and get it, right? It'll be the same thing with this. It's very, very hard to force people to get something that they don't want to get. And you can't make it mandatory. You can't. So I know a lot of people are concerned, and there's all these speculations of would have, should have, could it do this, could it do that. We'll have to cross those bridges when we get there, guys. Be honest with you. Okay. Yeah, there was no flu this year. Isn't that amazing? And you know what? Here's what I thought. Yes, I do have internet access on the West Virginia property. I had cell service there. If I can get cell service there, I can definitely get internet there. So yeah, that's not going to be a problem. So that was one of the things that was definitely on my mind when I got down there too, was making sure, that we did that. So again, let's think, again, we can't spend our whole time focusing on what could have, should have, maybe they might do this, they could do this, they could do that. as it comes down the pipe, we deal with it. And, again, everybody's going to have to make an individual choice. Once they've tried to buy everybody that they can buy, bribe everybody that they can bribe, bully, intimidate, and stuff like that, there's still going to be a tremendous amount of people that are not going to get it. There's going to be, and I think the numbers, I'll be honest with you, and this is just, again, this is just my opinion. So when they come out with these numbers and say this percentage of the people have had at least one, how do we know that that's true? You don't know that that's true. That's just a number that they're putting out there. So we really don't know what the true numbers are. My guess, and again, strictly my opinion, I think a lot of people are in that wait and see mode, because well, I have so many concerns, it's beyond, but one of my big concerns, and I've been very clear on this, there is no long-term study for the side effects from it, because the people that have received it are the experiment. They are the long-term study. And so 5 years down the road, we'll find out, oh my God, this, that, and the other thing were caused because they got this, right? And then it's too late. And what if, and again, speculation, not saying that it is the case. So I don't want you to say, well, Prepper Nurse said that if you get the shot, that this is what's going to happen. This is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, what if mysteriously, by design or plan, or by, oh my goodness, what a terrible, terrible mistake on our part, and we're so sorry, that everybody that has gotten this now is sterilized. That's a great way of population control, isn't it now? If you can do that. So again, could it happen? Yes, it could. It absolutely could. We don't know. There's no definite, yes, this is going to happen. No, this is not going to happen, because they don't know. They don't know. And they don't know what the long-term effects are. So, it's just, like I said, to me, I will continue to use my immune system that I've relied on my whole life, that has worked very, very well for me, and that's what I'm going to do. Again, individual choice. I went and I visited my stepfather. I'll give you, it's a good example. And so when I was talking to him, he asked me, he said, have you gotten it? And I said, absolutely not, and I'm never going to. He says, oh, I got it. I got both of them. And he goes, I haven't been, because he doesn't get sick. He's a straight up alcoholic, is what he is. That's his medicine of choice. And he will tell you he's a professional alcoholic. He is 80. What is he? 83. And he is a heavy drinker. Likes his beer. Good guy. Worked hard his entire life. And I think that is the key factor. Staying active, staying busy, working hard. And that's what he's always done. So, my son not getting the vac, his wife did. Again, you know what? And that's going to be an individual choice. You're going to have people in marriages or relationships. Some are going to get it and some are not. And that's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Oh, wait, somebody said something about, hold on a second. I wanted to see what that comment was. What are the new ATM rules? I have no idea. I didn't see that there was any. I'm 62. I won't be fathering any more children anyway. Oh, Okie Forge. Hey, you know what? What? Kurt Russell? No, not Kurt Russell. Oh, I'm trying to think of the actor. He was like in his 70s and he had children. I can't think of who it was. So as long as you can take care of business, that's a beautiful thing about being a guy. We can continue to have, as long as we can get it up, not being graphic, we can still father children our entire lives. So that's Clint Eastwood did too. Okay, yeah, I know, but I wasn't thinking Clint Eastwood. I was thinking, was it the Sheens? No, it wasn't one of the. God, I'm trying to think of who it was. It was some actor that was like 72, and he ended up having twins. And I was like, you're never going to be alive to see your kids graduate. Why would you have? I mean, technically, at my age now, I could still have children, watch them grow up and graduate. Realistically. Hey, mountain kayaker. So many reports of people with blood clots and heart issues after the vax. Yes, I have seen that as well. I have absolutely seen that as well. And again, when well, Clint Eastwood is dead. So Mike Douglas, yes, thank you. That was who it was. That's who I was thinking about. Mike Douglas. I think Mike Douglas was the one, if I'm not mistaken. That's who I think that's who I'm thinking about. He ended up fathering kids, you know, late. If that's the one I'm not sure 100% if it's Mike Douglas or not. But yeah, Mick Jagger just had another baby. Yeah, and he's old and dirt too. You know, so ATM limit of 200 has been here for years. Independent Marine. I know that you can have your limit of what you can take out per day depending on where you're at. I know, like for me, with my ATM, I have a limit of $500 a day that I can take out of an ATM. And the reason that they did that, Anthony Quinn too, at 79 years old. Ah, okay. Yeah, I mean, and it's like, why would you be having children? Who was it that are just okay? So here's a great example. Ralph, how do you say his last name? He was the guy that in the Rocky movies, the blonde-haired guy who fought Rocky, Ralph Dudlem or something like that. Whatever. He's like 64 years old, I believe. Okay, his girlfriend is 24, or he's 63, I think, and his girlfriend's 24. So he's probably going to end up having kids with her, you know. And so again, once you get up to a certain point, you know, having more kids, it just, you know, that's crazy. Clint Eastwood's dead. Yes, he is. Yeah, Clint Eastwood's dead. Yeah, Dolph Lundgren. Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of. Yep. Thank you, guys. Yeah, but he's like 63 or 64, and his girlfriend's like 24. And I'm sure she's in it, guys. I'm sure she's in it for love. Absolutely, I'm sure she's in it for love. People are saying Clint Eastwood's live. Okay, so we got to do this now. I'm gonna look it up, guys, because I think he's dead. Yeah, dies at 92. Oh, a stunt. Wait, hold on. Wait. No, hold on. No, I guess he is still alive. Sorry. My bad. I thought he was dead. God, he's old. 90. I thought he was dead. His stunt double died. Okay. Maybe that's, I don't know. I love Clint Eastwood, though. I'll be honest with you. I just watched. It just came out on Netflix. I'm not gonna lie. The Outlaw Josie Wales, and I've probably seen The Outlaw Josie Wales. I'm not kidding you, at least 50 times. So okay, Clint Eastwood is not dead. My bad. I apologize. Sandra Locke is dead. That one I do know. God, and I'm going to tell you what. Okay, great actor, great dude, taste in women, Sandra Locke. Oh my God, I was like, what is this guy thinking? I know he was with her for a long time. So, and why did he have to put her in his movies? Because she was a horrible actress. Horrible actress. So, yeah, Right Turn, Clyde. That was a great movie too. Yeah. I mean, he's just been in some great movies. He was just that one movie where he was a mule for a cartel. I thought that was a really, really well done as well. Maybe I was thinking of Charlton Heston. I knew Charlton Heston was dead. I don't know why I thought he was dead. So, but yeah, I love the Outlaw Josie Wales. I love that. One of my favorite lines from the Outlaw Josie Wales, and I used to use it on my kids. When he says to the guy, if you get those holes a leaking, I'm going to whoop you with a knotted plow line. And I always used to say that to my kids. If you do that, I'm going to whip you with a knotted plow line. And they would be like, what? And it's that weird sense of humor that, yeah, Pale Rider was another one. Great, great movie. The Dirty Harry movies were awesome. So, hey, Mountain Kayaker. I saw Clint at a gas station in Carmel last year. Still very healthy looking. Hey Biden, go ahead and make my day. Oh my God, that's funny. Yeah, no, good for him. I mean, hey, you know what? I love Clint Eastwood. There's certain actors that I really, really like. And Unforgiven, another great movie. Another great movie. High Plains Drifter. Yeah, those ones. I love the spaghetti westerns that he did back in the day. Yeah. El Camino, yep, that was also another fantastic movie. No, and like I said, it's just he is just exceptional. So a Missouri boat ride, yep. Well, Mr. Carpetbagger, we got something down here we call a Missouri boat ride. So that's just a great movie, great movie. So, but yeah, all the spaghetti westerns were so much fun. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, that was an awesome one too. So, yep, Gran Torino it was called. Yep, good movie. So. But yeah, Harrison Ford, yep, is another one. We could sit here and talk actors and actresses all day long. Uh, the thing is, it's like when you have an actor or an actress, like Kathy Bates in Misery, okay? You hated that character. I mean, just absolutely hated that character. When they can do that, when they can put on that kind of a performance where you hate the character, that's true acting in my opinion. And so and not everybody can pull off that bad guy or bad girl role, but when they can, they are fantastic at it. So EV3 Dale says the spaghetti westerns weren't supposed to make sense. They were all about testosterone. Yeah, right. Yeah, it was bizarre. They were bizarre, but they were still good. So but yeah, like I said, it's there's a lot of good actors and actresses out there, really are. So, but anyway, guys, I want to absolutely encourage you to continue to add to your preps. Don't stop. If these droughts continue to get worse, which is not looking good. Oh, Nurse Ratchet, yes, and the one that flew over the cuckoo's nest. All right, he is another phenomenal, phenomenal actor. Um, just everything that he's been in he's just fantastic. But A Few Good Men, you know, so The Shining. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, The Shining was phenomenal. But yeah, Jack Nicholson, absolutely, absolutely, Jack Nicholson, phenomenal, phenomenal actor. Iranian warships just past the Cape of Good Hope. Yeah, I saw they're heading over to South America. That's interesting. That's an interesting spin on stuff. Did you guys see? And I want you to think about this a second. The amount of food that we get from the oceans. We're going to flip the script here a little bit. We're going to go from droughts to the oceans. Okay. The amount of food that we get from the oceans and how badly we are polluting the oceans. So, right off the top of my tongue, that I can think of, one of the worst disasters that we've had, Fukushima, right? You don't even hear about that. It's not even talked about. Now, they're wanting to dump all that contaminated water back into the ocean. I don't know if you guys had heard about that. You probably hadn't because it's not out in the mainstream news. They don't talk about it. They don't talk about the amount of pollutants that are going into the ocean every day from Fukushima still. It didn't stop. It never stopped. So, when you have that type of situation going on and that pollutants, that's going to affect the ecosystem of the oceans. They're in Sri Lanka, I think it was. They have that ship going down right now. It was been burning for 2 weeks. with all the chemicals and stuff like that. And they were saying that the good news is that most of the chemicals have already all burned up. But they're concerned about the oil and stuff like that from that tanker because it is now sinking. They tried to save it, but, you know, that's because California is diverting and stealing water from Colorado. Well, they've been doing that forever and a day. That's all been part of what they've been doing for a long, long time. Do I think that the UFOs are ET or unknown tech from another country? Oh, I absolutely believe they're extraterrestrial in nature. I don't believe that it's unknown stuff. Charles Bronson, yes. Yes, M. Anthony. Love Charles Bronson as well. The Death Wish series, anything that he's done, fantastic. The Mechanic with Charles Bronson in it, another fantastic movie. Love Charles Bronson as well. That's when we're talking. So we're talking about three actors, guys. Three actors: Charles Bronson, Clint Eastwood, and Jack Nicholson. When it was okay to be a man and to act like a man. Another one, if you want to throw another one in there, let's throw in John Wayne. Okay, one of the greatest of all time. You know, UFOs are not demons. No, UFOs are not demons. I find it amazing. I find it amazing that in this country of supposedly intelligent people, okay, supposedly intelligent people, that we are so arrogant to think that we are the only intelligent life in the universe. You know how big the universe is, how vast the universe is, but we're special. We're the only ones. That's ridiculous to think like that. That is ridiculous to think like that. So, you know, UFOs, there's other intelligent life out there. Absolutely. Could some of them have bad intentions for us? Absolutely. I'm sure some of them do. But I don't think all of them do. Yes, Dances with Wolves was a great movie too. Yep. Yep. So, but we're not even going to get into the religious connotations of it. If extraterrestrial, I'm just going to make a blanket statement here. You can believe it or you cannot believe it. It's absolutely up to you. I don't care either way. Okay, I really truly don't. Everybody's going to believe what they're going to believe, and that's fine. If they proved without a doubt that extraterrestrials are real, that we have had alien visitations, which we have, okay, and they are real, it absolutely throws the Bible and all of that right out the window. So that is why it will never be verified. It will never be proven until the aliens come down and say, hey, here we are, and you've been worshiping us the whole time. Imagine that. Think about that. If you look at the Bible, a lot of what's in the Bible can be explained away by alien visitation, a lot of it. So please don't say blasphemy. I just, you know, I use a different part of my brain that I actually used to think. Pamela Sherry, more manatees have died. Oh, manatees have died this year so far than any other year. 486 so far. Oh, the manatees, yeah, it doesn't surprise me. It does not surprise me at all. Oh, The Quiet Man, yes. Great movie. Great movie. So, how do you think, guys? And I want you to think about this. How do you think that human beings evolved the way that we did without some kind of intervention from another life source? They came down and wanted the worker bees because they wanted the gold. So, you know, again, believe what you want to believe. I'm not telling you that you shouldn't believe what you believe. If it gives you peace and it gives you hope and all that, then that's great. Okay, that's great. But I'm a realist. I am a realist. I don't live in fantasy land. I live in reality. So I look at things and I analyze things, and UFOs are not demons. That's ridiculous. So I want you to think. So let me ask you guys this, okay? And people have powers. A lot of people have powers. You have empaths. You have people that can do healings. You have people that have visions, second sight, deja vu, if you want to call it that. I think a lot of people experience deja vu. All these different things are gifts that we are given, okay? In so many times, because of religion, we are told that these things are bad, that they're not good, and that we need to pray for them to go away because these are bad things. These are all from the devil. It's not. It's just part of what it is. You got to remember something. We use 10% of our brains. 10% of our brains. Albert Einstein, who they considered a genius, used 12% of his brain. 12%. I'm not religious at all. So so somebody's asked me what religion I am. I'm not religious at all. I don't like organized religion. I am more one with nature. I feel more at peace when I'm out in the woods and with nature than any other way. No church, no man in a dress. Somebody telling me organized religion, guys. I'm going to break it down. Okay, I'm going to probably piss some people off, and that's okay because that's what I do generally anyway. Okay, organized religion is about three things and three things only: power, control, and money. Okay, God, if there is one singular God up there, does not need my money. Doesn't need it. So why am I giving a tithing to the church, right? The church wants that money because that's how they control their power. Like you look at the Vatican and the ultimate wealth that the Vatican has, so that they could do so much good, but they don't. They sit on top of it, okay? They sit on top of it, which is sickening to me, all right? Um, Power. Look at the power the churches yield and control. They tell you how to live your life, what you should do, how you should do it, and then they go ahead and do whatever they want to do. It's ridiculous. I'm not going to have any man tell me what I can and cannot do. If there is a judgment one day, which there may be and there may not be. I don't know. Okay. But if there is, I think that I'll be judged on my overall acts and what I've done, and if I've tried to be a decent human being, not because I was XYZ religion. Okay. Again, so let's go with that. No, I was not raised Catholic. No, I was not. No, I'm actually I'm a WASP, white Anglo-Saxon Protestant. I was baptized a Protestant as a child. Um, my mother is a Jehovah Witness. I don't know if you guys knew that, you know, but yeah. So that's. But anyway, um, again, if you believe whatever you believe and it gives you peace of mind, I am absolutely 100% happy for you. 100%. 100% happy for you. So again, like I said, I just you can believe whatever you want to believe, and that's great. But I'm too much of a realist. I don't live in fantasy. I live in reality. So if that makes me horrible and I'm burning in hell forever, well, at least I'll be amongst friends. Like I said, if there's a judgment, I think we're judged on our acts, not because of what religion we were. And again, what is the true one religion? Is it Judaism? Is it Buddhism? Is it Catholicism? Is it paganism? Which one is it? Which one's the winner? Okay. So everybody jumps on whatever one that they want to get on and like, oh no, we're the only one. We're the only one. And then you look at Christianity, all the different sects of Christianity, you know, this group doesn't like that group because of this, and this group doesn't like. It's ridiculous. I want you to remember something else too, guys, and I really want you to take this to heart. More people have died in the name of organized religion than any other way in the history of mankind. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Okay? Prove me wrong. More people have died in the name of organized religion than any other way in the history of mankind. That's natural deaths, everything else. Every day, people are killing each other over religion. Every day still. So, but anyway, so there we go. You guys can, like I said, take that for what it is. If you feel like you have to unsubscribe because I'm a non-believer, that's fine. Like I said, I'm never going to tell you you're wrong because you believe what you believe. Okay. And I get so sick and tired of people telling me that if I don't jump on this bandwagon, that this is what's going to happen to you. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I had a near-death experience when I was 16. I have no fear of death. Okay. No fear of death. None. Okay. So, that's it. So there we are. All right. Right. Jen Boyles just said, I have respect for others' beliefs. Why can't they respect mine? I could not have said it better, Jen, myself. Thank you very much. Great statement. And you are 100% right. Okay. Dan Pete said, I'm not going to unsubscribe. I like what you have to say. Well, thank you. If people are basing staying on somebody's channel because of their religious beliefs, I don't want those people here anyway because they're not good people. If you're going to be, you got to understand it. And one of the problems that I have is people don't read their own Bibles. I have read the Bible cover to cover, read the whole thing. Great book of stories, a lot of good information, a lot of things that we should absolutely try to pattern our life after. Absolutely. I agree with that 100%. Okay. But when you have people that will take that Bible and you have different religions that will take the same verse and interpret it 10 different ways, okay, to fit their needs, that's an issue. That is an issue to me, okay? And the fact that people don't. So, okay, so there we go. Somebody said the Bible was still written by men. Randy Romine just said that. So here's an example. So this is what I said to somebody one time. And they said, oh, yeah, and I've said that the Bible was written by men. And this is what they said. Well, they were inspired by God. And I said, okay. So if I write a book and I say this book was inspired by God, does that make it so? Just a question, something to think. You've got to think. So you've got to think. So just because these men said this was inspired by God, does that make it so? So that's just, that's where I'm at with that. But again, if people read their Bibles, there would not be judging people. They would not be coveting after somebody's spouse or what they had. The jealousy would not be there. All these things that are absolutely 100% wrong. I'll give you another example of something that I said to somebody one time. And again, your personal relationship that you have with God or whatever is absolutely between you and them. That's it. Okay. But what I have a problem is, and this is one of the things I said to somebody. Okay. And this is the example that I used. You have the little old lady that lives up in the woods, never hurt anybody, always tried to help people, had a code that they lived by and were a decent person. So they didn't steal, they didn't rob, they didn't kill nobody. They lived a clean life. They tried to help people out and those type of things. But she wasn't religious. Okay. And then you have the child raping murderer that killed a whole bunch of kids, right? Now he goes to prison. He gets Jesus in prison. He's going to heaven and she's not. I said, I don't buy that. I don't buy that at all. I'm sorry. I did that. I will never buy. I will never jump on that. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Okay. I believe that if there is a judgment, we are judged on our overall acts that we've had here. We all make mistakes. Okay. But I don't believe that there's a judgment anyway. So that's okay. There you go. Prepper Blink Brian just said, if people stop liking you because you don't believe in God, then those people are not really true Christian beliefs, because Christ would tell us to still love you anyways and pray for you. And you know what, dude? And perfect. Great answer. Thank you very much. That's a great answer. And you're right. That's exactly, we're supposed to love everybody, So I had a buddy of mine, super, super religious guy. And he told me one time, and I thought that this was really funny. He said, Ed, for somebody who is not religious at all, he said, you are one of the most moral people that I have ever met in my life. And I said to him, and he was very religious, and we would have great conversations about everything. And I never changed my mind, and he never changed his mind, which was perfectly fine. We could have a discussion and still respect each other, okay? But what I said to him is, you don't have to have a religion to be a decent human being. You just have to have a moral code. And if you have a moral code and you live by your moral code, then, you can have a good and happy life. So that's kind of where I'm at. Okay, so I'm going to get off my soapbox, guys, because I just, just sharing my thoughts. Like I said, again, I don't judge people. I don't. You believe whatever you want to believe, and that's fantastic. And I think that that's great that you do that. So anyway, all right, so let's do this. The time's running off here, and I've been on a roll here for a bit on this. I don't know how we even got on this topic, but it does happen. We are Legion because we are many. We're all over the country. We're all over the world. Where is everybody from tonight? Yeah, never talk religion. You're right. You're right, Brian Darby. Yeah, yeah, or Barbie. Sorry. Yep. We have Montreal, Canada. We have Georgia, Maryland, North Carolina, Central Pennsylvania, Gatlin, Pennsylvania, BC, Canada, Louisiana, Ulster Park, New York, Nowhere, Oklahoma, Hutchins, Kansas, Memphis, Tennessee, New Mexico, Ontario, Canada, East Central Illinois, Fillmore, New York, Canandaigua, New York, Tucson, Arizona, Cape Cod, Northern Illinois, Ohio, Southwest Ontario, Canada, Melbourne, Australia, Pennsylvania, Endicott, New York, Flying Post Nation, Ontario, very cool. Edgewater, Florida, West Virginia, New Mexico, Southern Minnesota, Mississauga, Ontario, Canada, Dublin, Ohio, Lakeland, Florida, Warren, Michigan, Central Florida, let's see, Alabama, upstate South Carolina, New Jersey, the Bible Belt. Yeah, I've been down there. New York City, Maryland, Fort Myers, let's see, upstate New York, Nova Scotia, Wesley Chapel, Florida, Nevada, Washington State, Ozarks in Arkansas, very nice. Fairland, Oklahoma, Canton, Ohio, Missouri in the Ozarks. We have Michigan, Nebraska, Kansas City, Missouri. Let's see, Bakerfield, California, Southern North Carolina, St. Louis, that would be in Missouri. North Georgia, Miami, Florida, South Australia, Cleveland, Ohio, Iowa, California. So once again, guys, all over the world, all over the country, huge network, a whole bunch of people all over the place. A lot of good people out there, a lot of good people, you know. And we're the ones that are awake. And I know I keep saying that a lot, but we're the ones that are really truly can make a difference when the time comes. Okay, really can. So, but it's all about, at the end of the day, guys, realistically, if you're religious, you're not religious, whatever religion you are, it's all about respect. It's respecting everybody else, respecting their right to believe what they want to believe. And I'm a big believer in that. I absolutely respect everybody's right to believe what they want to believe. And and at the end of the day, if it gives you peace of mind, then I am absolutely happy for you. I just don't need it. That's, I don't need something. I don't need to have some kind of hope to give me a reason to go on. I don't. So, but again, to each their own. To each their own. No judgment. I'm going to do a couple quick shout outs really quick before I do jump off of here. Adam, Marfugal News out in Seattle. Great guy, good channel, a lot of good information. Definitely go over there, show him some support, and tell him Prepper Nurse 1 sent you. Southern Prepper 1 would be another one. Doug and Stacy. Green Greg's. Magic Prepper. Alaskan Prepper. Alaskan Granny. Let's see. My boy up in Canada there, Icky Can. Another great channel. Good guy. Also, Sean James up in Canada, another great channel with My Self-Reliance. A lot of good information out there with these guys. Pay attention to what they're doing. Listen to them, learn. That's what it's all about. It's all about learning and listening. And Angry Prepper, obviously, yes, down in New York City. Love him too. He is a no BS guy, and that's why I like him. I got a lot of respect for him because he just says it like it is, and he doesn't care if somebody's upset or if they don't like it. So I think that that's awesome. So, but Wrangle Star, yep, I like Wrangle Star as well. Another good channel. But Pinball Preparedness, yep. Jesse, absolutely love your channel and info. I'm spiritual myself, but I respect all. That's my opinion, what life is about, embracing our differences. And thank you very much. And thank you very much for the donation as well. We should all be embracing each other's difference. We really should. I'll pray for you. It doesn't hurt, right? You know what? And I appreciate that. I really do. If you mean that from your heart, I appreciate that. I really do. So I don't want you to think that I dismiss anybody's, thought pattern or whatever and stuff like that. And that's great. You know what I mean? So I do respect that. So thank you. And I do appreciate that. So, but anyway, guys, I want to thank my moderators who do an absolutely fantastic job on here, keeping the chat clean. And I know it's like two things you should never talk about. Okay, as a YouTuber, if you want to, here's the funny part too, because of what I do with. Hey, Asif, life is too short not to love each other. You are exactly right, my friend. You are exactly right, and thank you very much for the donation and great statement. Here's what I find funny. Being a prepper and off-gridder type of situation, the majority of my audience is going to be very religious. They're going to be very conservative. That's the majority of my audience. Now, don't get me wrong. There's other people in here as well. Okay. And, and that's fine too. But I will never, ever come on here and I will never be phony. I will never be fake. I feel that there are some channels out there to try to use religion as a way to BS people. Not going to say what channels they are because I don't do that, okay? But I am always going to be 100% honest of where I stand and what my beliefs are, and that's just how I roll. So that's just me. So I just wanted to kind of let you guys know that as well. But yeah, it's about moral code and principles, absolutely. And I have a moral code that I live by, and and I treat people the way I want to be treated. I really do. So, but anyway, again, I want to thank my moderators who do a fantastic job keeping the chat clean. I want to thank you guys for being here for the streams. You guys are why I do what I do. And but yeah, it's funny. There's two things, like I said, that you should never talk about: politics and religion. And what I talk about politics all the time. I try to stay away from religion for the most part, but it is when it gets asked, I answer. I'm going to be honest. So that's okay. But anyway, remember, guys, we are all in this together. That is important to remember. We are one race called the human race. Okay. And again, as I have said before, when the time comes and you are looking for help, you are not going to care that the person that is offering that help to you, you're not going to care what religion they are, you're not going to care what race they are, and you're not going to care what their political beliefs are. That's all crap that is made up to keep us separated, to keep us fighting by the government, so we will never focus on the true problem, which is big business and government. So if they can keep us idiots fighting each other over scraps and stupidity, that's exactly what they're going to do. Okay. And that's fact. Also remember, hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen. So it's really important to tell the people that we care about every single day how we feel. Last but not least, STD, step, thing, and day. It's one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only one that's going to stop you from reaching those goals is you. That's it. Okay. I will be picking up Heather tomorrow, so she will be home, and I cannot wait for that. I love spending time with my kids, so the more time I can spend with them, the better. All right. So anyway, I will see you all later. Have a great night. Prepper Nurse 1 out for now.